their own Rodgers, Thelwell wants Rangers to hire unbelievable manager Kris Boyd 2.0. Rangers lining up move for pretty special SPFL talent. Rangers handed boost in pursuit of Ibrox loanee, who could be available for 7-figure fee. Gio van Bronckhorst breaks Leeds United silence as Marco Rose given Rangers seal of approval. This is no ordinary news day. This could change everything. Want to see these and more Rangers news? Stay until the end. We are the people. While you sit there still stewing over how Celtic paraded yet another league title, Rangers are knee-deep in the hunt for a new gaffer, and this next move might just shape the next decade at Ibrox. Kevin Thelwell, soon to be our new sporting director once he clocks out at Everton, has supposedly handpicked a candidate, and not just any candidate. Word is he wants Sean Dyche, the same man who built a fortress at Burnley and dragged Everton out the mud more times than they deserved. A fella known for grit, discipline, and turning average squads into proper battlers. Thelwell's worked with him before, knows what he brings, and apparently believes Dyche's straight-talking, sleeves-up style is tailor-made for Ibrox. No fancy frills, just results. That's exactly what you're screaming for after watching a 17-point chasm open up between us and that lot across the river. Now, let's not kid ourselves. Barry Ferguson's return as interim boss felt romantic at first. But the results, 3 wins from 7. It's not title-winning form. That job's too big for sentiment. We need someone who can outthink Rodgers, not just outshout him. And here's the spicy bit. Some are calling Dyche our version of Brendan Rodgers, a battle-hardened English coach with Premier League pedigree, ready to come north and break the grip Celtic have had for far too long. But does he have the tactical sharpness and European flair needed for the big nights at Ibrox? Look, this isn't about just winning the odd derby. It's about flipping the whole script, ending Celtic's stranglehold, bringing the fire back. The question is, would appointing Sean Dyche as Rangers manager show ambition, or just prove we've accepted second best by chasing Celtic's blueprint? This summer at Ibrox isn't just going to be busy, it's going to be a total overhaul. And the recruitment strategy, it's about to change gears entirely. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Rangers are reportedly plotting a move for Hearts teenage striker James Wilson, just turned 18, already 5 goals in the league, and drawing interest from the likes of Newcastle and other Premier League outfits. Celtic have even had a peek. But here's the bit that'll set tongues wagging. Rangers are being tipped to land him as a potential Kris Boyd 2.0. Remember Boyd? A goal machine, straight off the Kilmarnock conveyor belt. No adjustment period, just instant output. Look at the numbers again. 17 goals in 17 games when he arrived. Title winner, consistent top scorer. Boyd delivered. Not over time, instantly. That's the standard. James Wilson's stats, solid. 5 goals in 15 starts for a mid-table Hearts side with only 4 big chances missed. Compare that to Cyril Dessers, who's managed to bungle 59 golden chances across Scotland and Europe since last season. It's the difference between a precision finisher and someone hitting the bar at 5-a-sides in Pollock. And here's the kicker. Dessers has had service, Wilson hasn't. So what happens if you put this young lad in front of goal with the kind of supply Rangers offer at Ibrox? You might just have a homegrown star banging them in, while the rest of the league watches with envy. But of course, here comes the controversy. It's one thing bringing in a boy with promise. It's another when the fan base is crying out for proven quality, especially with Celtic stockpiling ready-made talent. A section of you will love the boldness, the return to a Scottish identity, the idea of building something long-term. Others, you'll see it as a gamble, a step down, a sign we're trying to copy the old blueprint, while Celtic are 3 moves ahead with big money signings. By chasing an 18-year-old from Hearts as our next leading striker, are Rangers being brave and forward-thinking, or are we falling into a small club mindset while Celtic continue to act like champions? While you've been sitting there watching the titles slip away and another Celtic parade brewing, Rangers have quietly been handed a boost on a deal that could prove to be a proper piece of business for the rebuild ahead. And no, it's not another loanee slipping through the net like Malik Tillman, Abdallah Sima, or Fabio Silva. This time, it's Naraisho Kasanwirjo who's back in the frame, and back with a bang. After suffering a nightmare injury in November, there were real doubts over whether you'd see him in a Rangers shirt again. But what does the lad do on his return? Steps into the Glasgow Cup final against Celtic, scores the opener, and helps the B team lift the trophy on penalties. That's the kind of mentality you want at Ibrox. Big game, big moment, big performance. Now, here's where it gets tasty. Unlike previous Lone Stars who've dazzled then disappeared, Rangers reportedly have an option to buy, locked into Kasanwirjo's loan from Feyenoord, and the price said to be just a bit over £1.5 million in today's market. That's daylight robbery if you're getting a versatile, athletic defender with experience at the top level and hunger to prove himself. Despite Feyenoord's squad issues and Dutch loan limits, they've stuck to the original agreement, which tells you they're not overly fussed about keeping him. That opens the door wide for Rangers to make the deal permanent, especially now he's back fit and showing why he caught the eye in the first place. And let's be honest here, while some of the loan signings in recent years have been flashy with little staying power, Kasanwirjo looks like someone who could be molded into a key player, especially under the right manager. Young, composed, and not scared of the fixture that still makes knees tremble in this country. He's the kind of signing that adds value and attitude. Should Rangers spend over £1.5 million on Kasanwirjo, who's barely played a first-team match due to injury? Or does that show we've learned absolutely nothing from years of wasting cash on potential instead of proven quality? Right, buckle in for this one because the managerial merry-go-round just spun a full 360 and two massive names are now being thrown into the Rangers mix in a way that could shake the foundations at Ibrox. Let's start with a face you know very well, Gio van Bronckhorst, a man who led Rangers to a Europa League final, got us dreaming again, but ultimately paid the price for domestic inconsistencies. Now, after a brutal stint in Turkey with Besiktas, Gio's name has popped up in England, linked with a shock return to the dugout at newly promoted Leeds United. Why? Well, the 49ers enterprise is the same crowd involved in the ongoing takeover at Ibrox aren't sold on Daniel Farke being the man for the Premier League after his Norwich collapses. So naturally, when Gio's name got floated, questions came flying, but the Dutchman himself has broken his silence. No talks yet, he says, no phone calls, but he left the door wide open with a grin and a simple nod to the fact he would like to be back on the pitch. Translation, call me. Now, does that mean a return to Ibrox is off the cards? Not necessarily, but here's the real twist. While Gio is swatting away questions, another name with serious clout has emerged with the so-called Rangers seal of approval. Marco Rose, formerly of Borussia Dortmund, Borussia Mönchengladbach, and most recently RB Leipzig. Rose is out of work after a sticky season in Germany, but he's getting serious backing from his players. David Raum, a German international, basically called the man world class. He was gutted when Rose left Leipzig and admitted they'd had friction at first, but built a proper bond through mutual respect, and now they're chatting and playing golf while the managerial offers no doubt swirl in. It's no coincidence that Rose's name is being whispered around Ibrox at the same time as the 49ers close in. The man's available, he's proven at the top level, and crucially, he's the sort of appointment that screams ambition. If it came down to choosing one, Would you take back Gio van Bronckhorst for a shot at redemption, or would bringing in Marco Rose show you that Rangers are finally ready to think big and leave sentiment behind?